Right. England are wank.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the In Good Company podcast. And that's the intro.
That's the moral of the story, ladies.
That's the moral of the story, honestly. So, of course, recording about 3 days after Saturday, after the World Cup quarter-final, we were incredibly, number one, depressed and hungover.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of got over it quite quickly because I'd kind of already readied myself for us to be a bit of shit.
I didn't.
I was pretty.
I was
drunk at the
fully.
time,
I was.
so
locked
Oh
in.
yeah, really? Were you?
Yeah, what?
I was fully.
We were all
locked
together,
in.
obviously.
It's
Those, that didn't know, but we were like, yeah, we were just kind of like, you were depressed. I could.
No, I was fully locked in. It was.
Within 4 seconds of final whistle, I was like, right, well, I'm getting a drink. I just went into the kitchen and was like, right, okay, we need to sort ourselves out here. Yeah, no.
So, of course, this is the first episode of the pod. I need to introduce co-guest here. Well, co-host.
Oh, very nice.
Lee Beneventi, of course, formerly of the Chelsea, 100% Chelsea channel.
Indeed.
Lucifer Beneventi.
Of course. How are
Devil.
you today?
I'm good. I'm not bad, mate. All right. I'm here. We
I'm
started.
absolutely freezing.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's fair. I did offer to go buy your coffee. You went, nah.
Nah, I got some
So
water.
I'm quite warm. You know, I've
Really?
had. Unfortunately, I had to have a Starbucks because there's no other coffee around here,
Yeah.
and I was.
Basic Fiat 500
What's wrong
girl.
with-
Yeah, it's true.
I knew
You
you
make
had
me
that in
sick.
you.
My gin,
Yeah,
my
go-
roots are screaming. My grandma's turning in her grave right now. She said, "Why you have a dad? Just have espresso. What's wrong with you?"
Moving from that, of course, the special guest for today's pod.
Yeah, special needs.
That's a good start then, boys. All right. Already,
I hear it.
the podcast is cancelled in the first 2 minutes, thanks to you. Appreciate that, of
He's
course.
saying there's nothing wrong with that. You know, he gets to have a seat on the tube, guaranteed every time.
Moving on. So, of course, Liren, FNG, whatever name you're going to go by today. How are you feeling?
Go by Adeniran today, I've decided.
Today you decided.
Yeah, I'm going for the full government today. But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. I feel honoured, to be honest, to be the first special guest, not going to lie.
Well, of course,
Um,
been mates for quite a few years now, and honestly, the vibes that you give off is impeccable. So I feel
Oh,
like this is the
sensational.
best way to start it, personally.
Yeah, as a man who was at your wedding, I feel honoured to have been at both.
It was a
The
good night.
wedding and, more importantly, this podcast.
About the same levels, I'll say. So, of course, starting off, I think some quick fire questions so that the people, because this is about you. This is about you today, not about us.
Nah, mate, it's about England being wank. But
Absolutely. Well, we'll get into that.
yeah.
So, for the
we'll get-
people, I got some quick fire questions for you.
Yeah,
I think it's a good way to start it off. So, first one, which I think is one of the best ones I've got here, is what's an insult you've received that you are quite proud of?
Oh, that's a good one. That.
An insult that you actually think, you know what, cheers, pal, I appreciate that.
That's a good one. I mean, the one I obviously get quite regularly is the trim.
Which is true.
I've had worst trim of the year. I even went to like a mate of mine from uni's birthday, like, and she was like, for some reason she was like giving out like these paper awards or whatever, like as jokes or whatever. I got worst trim of the year out of like everyone that I know. So I felt quite proud of that one
Can
because
I-
it was literally an award. You know what I'm
Can
saying?
I quickly say something about this? By the way, I'm also a fully trained barber, and I saved his trim. All right, says he come see me, let me sort it out for him. It's all good. Man cheated on me. He went to another barber, and he's got a bad trim again. It's not my fault, all right? I saved it. Man's a surgeon, and he did that. That's his own fault.
Oh, I am sorry. I just happened to be in Shoreditch and was like, oh, Bob's there. Time to go see you. Why'd you live so far away from me, man? That's
I'm literally half an hour away from you.
waffle. He's an hour.
Let's move on from that.
But yeah, no, that's up there. It's probably true.
This is just your hair.
It's just always the trim.
You know what? I feel there's like a character from, what was it called? With Will Smith, with the blinkers. What's it called?
With the blinkers.
The blinker.
No, like the meme of like,
song-
like
oh, Men in Black.
erases Men in Black. Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing from that, like a really like tall, lanky creature thing.
Yes, that is me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Couldn't defend anything
The
knowing.
same body structure. I'd be good at the back post, mate.
That's true.
Beautiful.
That's true. Or like it'd be the wind. What's it? The draft excluder on the bottom of a wall. So if near enough to lie down.
Yeah. If I lie down, depends how strong the wind is. Though, it might blow me away.
Yeah, actually, it could very much.
I've got a good one for that. I got called a slippery soprano once. That was good.
Slippery soprano.
Yeah.
That's sensational. Bit of
I know.
That's
alliteration
almost
there
too.
as well.
That's almost too creative. For me.
I know. I was actually
yeah.
quite happy with it. He was like, "You just named me after the greatest TV show of all time."
I'd
Like,
clap
you know.
it.
I just
Fair
get,
play.
I just get called twat. Next up,
Phil Foden.
your favourite football conspiracy theory.
Right, I was meant to check this before, so I got the details correct, and then I forgot before we started recording. But I think there's a conspiracy, allegedly. This is all alleged, by the way. Alleged. This is all alleged. But apparently there was a conspiracy theory that the passing sequences that Barcelona were doing 10 years ago were like either to do with the Illuminati or it was something to do, wasn't it? Something in the Middle East.
It was
in the Middle East.
I swear, and I don't want to get this wrong myself as well, but I swear it's allegedly about the Al Qaeda trafficking patterns or something like that.
Yeah, they genuinely thought Xavi and Iniesta were putting together like a secret code or route.
Exactly.
For how to. I was like, lads, they're good. Like Xavi, I've seen Xavi's scanning video. I've seen him that scanning video. It's good, but I don't know about that, to be honest.
I think it was on like
surely the other team would have to be in on that as well.
Nah,
like is that right? Real Zaragoza have to be.
They're just that good. Well, give us the headline.
I found Twitter. So it's on Twitter.
Oh,
no, I saw it on
like
daily.
I saw it on like BR Football.
The first thing I've seen underneath was something else, which it's
whatever that is. Don't read it. Just read whatever. Just read the original thing.
I'm trying to find it.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. To be fair.
Okay, so apparently it was the Barcelona are in with some arms smugglers.
Yes.
And it was like
the traffic routes of that.
Yeah, the codes was the traffic routes of the passes.
Yeah.
When actually it was just fantastically coached football and great passing triangles and the basics of the fundamentals.
No,
of the game.
You're talking nonsense.
No. It was.
All right, next up, personal unpopular football opinion.
Jesus Christ. One that I always get a bit of grief for, and I get grief for myself because I loved him as a footballer growing up. But I always say that I think Neymar is better than Ronaldinho, and everyone always goes, "Oh, Ronaldinho used to do flip flaps," and I'm just like, yeah, okay, I hear that. He was good. Ronaldinho was fucking amazing. He was my favourite players. Him and JJ Okocha were my favourite players like growing up because of how skillful they were. But I actually think Neymar is Neymar is definitely statistically far better. But obviously, it was different roles back then.
I mean, it's just nostalgia, merchants at that stage, isn't it? Because, like, if you look at their entire careers, Neymar, I feel like... I
know Ronaldinho.
I feel like it's mainly nostalgia for Ronaldinho.
Yeah, but
and one
this
more.
is the thing. So I think the only thing Ronaldinho has now is... Because I agree.
Yeah.
But Ronaldinho, he's got the World Cup. That's literally like.
But if you look at the Neymar, the first good Brazilian team Neymar's had was this World Cup. He's been kicking about with Fred for ages.
Respect Fred.
Okay, really.
Respect Fred, you know. Fred and Renato Augusto, yeah.
He's not talking.
Jesus Christ, he's reached for
Fred,
the back pages.
Mate, 2014 World Cup, they had a front two with Fred, not the Fred that we know, not the Fred at Fred.
Oh, yeah.
Not Fredo, you know.
Lovely afro.
It's him and Joe.
Joe. See, this is what Neymar and Joe. Ronaldinho had R9, Rivaldo. He had Cafu and Roberto Carlos behind him. Neymar had Joe.
I think you need to put some respect on Joe's name here, lad.
Joe and Fred. Are you
respect
crazy?
and
These
Alano.
are just the regulars.
Got from Hackney Marshes.
Yeah, these are just the regulars.
That's a good one.
Brexit voters, fam.
And last one here. If you could go on a night out, down wherever you choose, of course.
Yep.
Could be Nottingham or whatever, somewhere down London. One footballer, one YouTuber, and one celeb. Go on a night out with.
The footballer straight off the bat is Jack Grealish.
Absolutely.
Absolutely no question.
Solid. That's solid.
What about Prime Gaza? Are you guys back?
Yeah.
I mean,
if we're wheeling it back, then yeah, I think probably.
I don't think I would, because I think I may end up in like a jail cell by the end of the night. I don't trust him.
It's an experience, though.
It's definitely an experience.
It's an experience.
But I don't want to mess up my possible routes in any trade possible, because I may have.
You could honestly fuck your life up going on a night out, I reckon.
But it'd be some night out though, won't it?
Yeah. Jack Grealish is just buying copious amounts of Jaeger bombs. You know what I mean? There's a slight difference.
Did you ever hear the story about Paul Gascoigne when he was at Rangers?
No.
About when basically he went on a night out with, I think it was Ali McCoist, and they'd been going out like a few times. Obviously, like the whole plan was that Ali McCoist was supposed to kind of like rein him in a little bit,
right?
Sort of bring him into it. Like, okay, well, let's go out or whatever. And it was one night they went out, they went home. You dropped him off at home, right? And Alan McCoy is in bed with his missus, chilling out. Watching, I don't know, whatever was on at the time in the early 90s, like, Loose Women.
Loose Women.
2 pints lower, packet of crisps, with Brian Wilmella. And he then goes, there's a noise downstairs. And obviously his wife says, there's something going on downstairs. So I just guess he's Scottish. So, it's just like.
That's quite good.
It's not the worst
It's
accent.
like,
I've heard.
So he's like, there's something going on downstairs. When I go check it out. He's like,
It got worse. You should have just stick with the original.
aye. So he goes downstairs and he goes into his kitchen where the noise is coming from. Paul Gascoigne's just in his kitchen making a sandwich at 3 o'clock in the morning. So,
But what kind of sandwich? I need to know.
I think it was like, I don't know, it was like ham and cheese or something. He's like, do you want? And he was like, what are you doing in my fridge in my house at 3 o'clock in the morning? And he's like, I had no bread in my house. So I remember after training, I had your missus mention a spare key was under the rock. So I just came and let myself in to make myself a sandwich. Do you want one? Can you imagine?
Actual crackhead.
Yeah.
He's just broken into your house for a fucking sandwich.
It's like he goes me someone says, "Oh, who was it? Oh, it's just Gaza." Can you just imagine? It's like it's just in this. By the way, this is in Glasgow. Like that's just like it's a bad idea.
My friend, desperate times. Desperate times, man.
Desperate times, man. If you ain't got the Warburns, you ain't got the Warburns.
Exactly.
Man. Like, it's what it
Other
is.
brands of bread are available.
Yeah. We're not sponsored yet.
I'm more of a sourdough man myself.
Are you? Oh, hello.
Tory. Anyway, so of course Jack Grealish for the footballer.
For the YouTuber,
There's a lot. I know who I'll go for. I know
a
I'll go for.
lot of alcoholics in the YouTube community.
There's
as
too
well.
many, actually, I think.
It is a problem.
I've actually not met one YouTuber that's not an alky at this stage. That's actually quite impressive. I think I may be the closest that's not.
Yeah, I mean, you did start crying yesterday because my face is a bit puffy from when we had a couple of drinks.
Yo, I don't drink often, man. for a big occasion.
Honestly, who am I taking as a YouTuber?
You can say your best friend now if you want.
There are some mad ones. I've got some good ones.
I don't know, man. Who's the biggest crackhead?
I love that is
not literally, obviously, but I just like
when you're narrowing down your best YouTuber friends. Like, yeah, which one's the the biggest
man.
crackhead? Because they're all crackheads, but what's the biggest one?
I think it would honestly be. I think Burnt Chip is ridiculous. Chip, he's stupid. Because he will buy you loads of drinks as well. Like he'll just come back, like you'll just be having like a chat at like 6 p.m. with like everyone, and he's like, "Say if I've got a tray of 17 sambucas, everyone." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro? I ain't even had my dinner yet. What are you talking about?"
Sambuca's are worse as well, man.
Yeah, it's always sambuca, man. It's so annoying.
Sambuca and Jaeger bombs I can't touch. They're like those two drinks, like
Yeah.
Oh, Jaeger
Black
bombs, I love,
kid.
man. I can have like 10 Jaeger.
Jaeger is fine, but not straight Jaeger. I can't do it straight. Just it has to be mixed in.
When I went to America, so I went to Austin a couple of months ago for the Formula One, and I was expecting to go there, and everyone was like, you know how there's the meme of like they drink Smirnoff Ice and think that it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I was going there like, oh yeah, all the drinks will be weak or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, can I get 2 Jaeger bombs, please? He goes, yeah, safe, whatever. Starts pouring the Jaeger in. There's no like shot glass. He just starts putting it in the glass. He's putting a lot in there. And I'm like, okay, you better top that up.
Getting
Gets
more
the Red
concerned.
Bull. Right, safe. There you go, man.
There's the tiniest little amount. So like
You fucking crazy.
So the
You forgot
ratio.
my energy drink, big man. Pour it again.
So the ratio is like 4 Jaeger bomb and 1 Red Bull.
It was horrendous. It was genuine. If Jaeger bombs tasted like that in the UK, I wouldn't drink them.
be
It was awful. Like it was literally just straight.
So we got Jack Grealish.
Jack Grealish, maybe Chip, I think.
I'll go for Pie Face personally.
Oh,
If I
that's a
pick
good
one,
shout.
Pie
That's a good
Face.
shout.
It'll just be funny.
Yeah.
As well. Or you, if you don't mind me saying. Good
It's
man.
in there, lads.
And then Celeb.
Carol
Samuel L.
Vorderman.
Jackson. Those are such different shouts. Carol Vorderman.
obvious reasons, you know.
Carol, I big up Carol Vorderman.
I'm a
man.
hunter and I love a cougar.
Mad. Flipping it. Carol, follow him on Twitter.
Well,
meow.
in that case, I was throwing Nelson Mandela.
Nelson.
I might as well at this stage, you know. So we got. I got
I've got it, guys. Martin Luther King.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Hey, Gandhi, you just know Gandhi loves a sesh.
Gandhi on a night
Like,
out
it's
would be
all,
fucked,
all,
bro.
all the peace and love shit, right? That's all just a front, right? You go back to his house, he's just doing lines off of hookers' asses. You know, you go, yeah, get us another one, boy. Get the bag in. That's Mahatma Gandhi. Can you imagine Mahatma Gandhi and Paul Gascoigne on a night out?
I reckon Gandhi gets into a scrap on a night out.
He's one of the. He has like 2 glasses of like whiskey or something.
Elbows.
Of like herbal blended whiskey, and then just starts.
Full blended whiskey.
As soon as one
Do you have
person.
any whiskey with chamomile?
one person stares him out, it's game over, bro. He's lifting his one finger and he's dusted.
Goodness sake.
I love that this was meant to be like the quickfire question. I think it's like half the podcast now at this stage.
Yeah, good shit. That
So-
was good.
Let's take it back, yeah. So of course, with YouTube for you,
Yes.
because that is your main career path at this current moment in time.
Yeah.
OnlyFans is in the future, which I've seen. But
Coming
of
soon,
course,
2025.
Of course.
It's a bit earlier than that, boys. Blimey.
One of the greatest things. I need you to explain your name. FNG. And I need you because you've told me, but I think that people need to know because it's genuinely fantastic. So
shit. So basically, my channel was originally meant to be me and someone else. So it was one of my really good mates from school called Josh. And we were going to like do a channel together. I was going to do more football and racing stuff because that was what I was always interested in. He was going to do like some other types of games like shooters and shit. Don't know how that would have ever worked in the algorithm of one channel. Terrible idea, but we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
You're doing F1, he's just doing like Fortnite.
Yeah, like Gears of War, just like whatever. So anyway, but we were going to start. We filmed a video, then forgot to do the audio properly. So we didn't even make the video. And then like a few days later, his PC died or his laptop died or whatever, and he obviously just couldn't make anything. And my laptop, I was running this this blue laptop from like 2012 that couldn't. It literally took me like 2 hours to run like a 10-minute.
Was it like the old Dell laptops?
It was a Lenovo. Like I was in the depths, ladies and gentlemen. Like one of the hinges had come off the top screen bit. It was nuts. It looked like a Nintendo DS.
Lenovo, bro.
And it took ages to do anything. Like editing was tapped. I could only make like 2 videos a week.
Windows Movie Maker takes me way back.
Windows Movie Maker settings. Now I illegally downloaded Sony Vegas, and which I still use, to be fair, which everyone gets annoyed at me at. But
Very much legal.
Yeah, very much so. And yeah, whatever. I was making videos on that. And his laptop just kind of never got fixed, and it just kind of like sort of developed over time. That he was just like, I just don't really care that much. And I just
So you snaked him. You're that guy.
That's
how it started.
I feel bad.
This is his villain origin story.
His villain arc. Yeah,
this is like.
I do feel bad, but he was always just like, I don't really care that much, to be honest. Because I think I always knew that. Like I watched like KSI from like 2011 times. I was like, yeah, I want to do that at some point. But he was just kind of like, I don't necessarily care as much. But I did still feel bad because I was like, oh shit. But my channel took fucking ages to do anything anyway, so he'd have been waiting for like 5 years for anything. But,
To this day, this goes back into his Insta DMs. It's just like, so when are you sending me my invoice for the channel name? Yeah. It's just non-stop, those unread messages. Just like, so like, what? I'm still waiting.
I always feel bad.
You can talk to my lawyer.
On behalf of that, he is the worst person in this on this planet to get a hold of.
No, he's
anyone
not.
that knows him, genuinely.
He's not. John's the worst. I'm saying at JCC, you are the worst person to ever try and get hold of for anything ever.
JCC, I wouldn't have that person.
I don't want to call out people on my pod, okay? I don't want to start fights. Diss tracks back again.
JCC make a diss track for Louis right now.
Of course.
Beef him.
I can do it for him if he wants. It'll probably be like, you're fat, and your mum's dead. That's probably it. So that's it. Thanks. Cheers. Back again. Ba 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 ba. Boom.
Madness, honestly. So FNG, if I'm not mistaken, is Flying Orangutan Gaming.
Yes, it is. So the worst name.
What narcotics were you on during that time period?
Yeah. So basically,
It's creative, though.
Toxic wastes.
Yeah, I was on bare toxic waste, bro, from the pound shop. Londis. So basically my nickname in school and my gamer tag on Xbox or whatever, well, I made my gamer tag first. It was Orangutan, because puns and that. And then his was because he was Scottish and we're all unimaginative kids, and anyone who's from Scotland is called the Flying Scotsman. Flying Orangutan, slapped it together.
And then you gaming.
And I did
HD.
gaming. And then I was like, this is the shittest name for SEO ever because no one can spell it. So I'm just going to change it to FNG.
That's smart, that's smart.
Yeah, man. Think about it. I did that in like 2015 or something.
So when you were first starting and you started getting a bit of a following and you got your first payday, whatever else, how did you explain it to your parents?
Well, it took a while. I was not going to lie. I was on 25 subscribers for 2 months. Oh, no, it was 26 actually. Because unlike a lot of people, like people from school knew I did it from the get-go, from the jump.
Yeah.
So some people from school like subscribed to me. Terrible idea. They started playing it in like lessons and shit. And
they
I
did
was
the
like,
same
I
thing.
fucking hate this.
It's
It's
awful.
terrible. Like, it made me want to quit.
In ICT is generally the most longest hour of my life.
I'm there in my study period and someone's slapped it up on a projector. It's like,
It's just your
Oh, I had
squeaky
that
ass
as well.
voice
for
as well.
13 career mode. I'm like, lads, please.
Hey guys.
I had that, but it was me saying Branislav Ivanovic and Fabregas are shit, and it
Yeah.
kind of went everywhere.
Yeah.
Actually,
No, ours is humble. Ours is just our Ours is just our
Actually, I'd
squeaky
won.
ass voice.
Sorry?
Ours would just be our squeaky ass voices. And
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
so just checking. Was that then, or is that still now?
very much so still
Fair
now.
enough.
Yeah, very much still now.
Very much so.
Hey guys.
Hi guys.
Yeah. So wait, what was the original question about?
So like trying to like introduce the fact you
Oh,
want to do
to my
YouTube to your parents.
Yeah. Okay. So it didn't really go that well, to be honest. my parents like in the they don't really mind what I do. So they're like happy to let me sort of do whatever. Yeah, as long as it doesn't affect my school grades. So I was in year 10 when I started, right? So all through GCSE it was calm because I wasn't really doing that much YouTube shit. And GCSEs were like okay, like manageable. Got to A level. A level's crazy, like ridiculous amounts of work.
Actually,
So I
question:
was-
what did you choose for A levels? May I ask?
This might surprise. I did biology, physics, maths, and music.
You did maths.
You nerd. Apart
What?
from the music, that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got an A star in physics at GCSE. So I was like, oh, yo, I can do.
Wait.
My
At
dad's a
A level.
scientist.
I
So-
couldn't do it at A level. I was wrong. I got a D, and I had to drop it, and I got an E in maths.
I never knew this. You actually are kind of smart.
No, I wasn't.
Surprising.
It is a shock. I know.
It's taking me aback here a bit, honestly. Biology, bro, and maths.
I love biology. I love biology.
A level maths is
God.
nuts, bro.
Smart man.
This guy's got a brain. Nah,
No, but I love that you did music alongside with biology. That's a mad combination.
Yeah, nah, man. So yeah, I was doing that, but then yeah, A level was like, and those subjects were like heavy.
Yeah, maths is
Physics was a lot. So like, in year 12, I came back with my results, and I had I think I had a B in music, a C in biology, a D in physics,
so finished.
and an
Very
E in
much so.
maths. I was done. Like, I was retaking everything, right? So I call my mum and I'm like, hi, mum. Yeah, it's results day.
I'm panicking.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know. I don't think they emailed me much. She asked what I got, and I told her, and she was like, "Yeah, you're not doing YouTube," because she was like, she associated me spending too much time doing that, and I wasn't earning any money as well at the time. I was just doing it as a hobby, but I really enjoyed it, so I was doing it too much. So I almost had to quit because of that. And I did parents' evening, and they were all all my teachers were like, "Yeah, nah, he's fucked."
No, we had the same, yeah.
My mum was like, "Yeah, no, you ain't doing this." But my dad had to try and sort of convince her a little bit and just go, "Yeah, but it's his hobby, like whatever, I enjoy."
Was it like one video after that like kind of blew up a bit, so you kind of used that as a bit of leverage for them?
I think I had a couple FIFA videos, like proper nerdy FIFA videos.
Was it like
100K.
like potential players or something?
Yeah,
Potential in
all
Korean
them
mode?
ones.
I think it was them, wasn't it?
Yeah. Couple of them ones were like on 100K. I was like, Mum, I swear down, if I do this all the time, I can imagine you get me. I wasn't doing it all the time. The other videos were like 50 views.
Yeah.
But like a couple of them.
Wickham
were
Korean
right.
mode or something like that.
Yeah. So I used that as a bit of leverage, but yeah, thankfully they were kind of like, I pulled it back in my second year, got some like slightly respectable scores, went to uni, and they were like, okay, right, cool, you can do it now. So,
And at uni, what did you do?
did journalism, so not even slightly.
Wait, so explain to me. So you did biology, physics, right?
Yeah.
Maths and music.
Yeah.
And you picked. How does that mean journalism?
Yeah, no, I don't know, mate. My school
That's
time
mad.
makes no sense, bruv. Basically, I always liked writing, but because I did okay at science at GCSE, I was like, oh, I'll probably do something science related. Then realised I couldn't fucking do it when I got to A level. So I went back and was like, yeah, no, I'll do the writing instead.
So if you were not a YouTuber, you would say you'd be in the journalism world, maybe?
Yeah, I'd probably be a journalist.
For like
I'd be
football, you said?
Yeah,
Or
I'd try-
F1.
Yeah, or music. One of the three.
Very
That's
nice.
crazy, honestly. I got a question as well, because I love asking this to other YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
When you got your first like big payday, like over like $1,000 or something like that, what was the first thing that you got with that? The first like big object item that you bought with that? Because everyone's is different. I love this. It tells you a lot about their personality.
I've never actually thought about that. That's actually
Like a thing that you've always kind of wanted, but you thought, nah, that's so stupid. Until you get that big payday, you think, okay, I could get that now. I'll treat myself.
I actually don't know, you know. I low-key can't remember. I think because I remember I started uni, and obviously my laptop, I was still using this fucking shit laptop.
Lenovo.
Yeah,
You're still using it?
Yeah, but this was like 2.5 years now, like 3 years maybe, and I was like, right, I need to actually get a PC when I started uni, but I needed to borrow some money from my dad to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Because I was a poor uni student, and I was like, Dad, I'm not gonna lie, but I have to quit. And he was like, okay, it's fine, don't worry, but you need to pay me back. And I was like, yeah, no, don't worry.
I love your dad, man.
Yeah, my dad
His dad is literally
my dad is
probably
the coolest man in the world, like ever. Like he dresses like insane.
He also looks about 25. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You met him?
Yeah, he's a legend. Me and his dad, like at Niren's birthday, I literally spoke to his dad for most of the night. It was great.
Yeah.
Me and his dad go back.
You need to meet my dad.
I'm guilty of not meeting your dad, to be fair.
Yeah, no, you need to meet my dad. Next time there's a motive. Because we drag him to clubs sometimes, every now and again. He'll be sat there with his...
Your dad at Fabric, just like loving
Oh, man.
With like a...
Fabric is stress, honestly.
Fuck Fabric, I was there the other day. No, never.
You say that every time, Niren.
Yeah. Terrible. True. I think I paid him back for the PC.
Ah, so basically your first big payday was
like,
improve your content.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
That's the most sensible thing I've ever heard, honestly.
and then I think I bought a mic as well, or something like that, or like maybe a camera, because my face was never in videos because I didn't have a camera. So I was kind of like,
oh yeah.
So people didn't know what I looked like until I had like 5K or something. But then I didn't even do another video with my camera on until I was like on like 50K. So people didn't even know what I looked like until I had like 50,000 subscribers, like 30, 40 or whatever.
Maybe we still don't. Maybe
we still don't. Maybe it's not even me. This isn't Niren. This is a stunt double.
Stunt double.
Yeah, stunt double. I had to go up those stairs. It was a little bit icy. Stunt double.
Well, you know what first thing I bought when my first like big payday?
Yeah.
Lava lamp.
A lava lamp.
Such a huge.
It was a massive.
Some of the shit this guy has bought is ridiculous. Literally, it's like one of the first times I met him. Right, he literally the day before he bought. You know, do you remember those like carpet maps you played on as a kid?
Yeah.
He bought that as a jumper. There's a picture of him wearing that.
Yeah,
right.
I rate that.
You remember that?
I do rate that. I remember that.
And then the first time we stayed at his first time we stayed at your place. So Chelsea were playing Burnley. Me and a few guys stayed at his the night before, and we didn't have any bedding or anything. So we went to Asda to buy it. Right.
Yeah.
We bought bedding. Very, very sensible. This guy buys a pinata.
Pedro.
yeah, I hear that. I remember.
Needs must, bro. Needs must. I saw it.
It's a pinata.
It was staring at me, thinking like, you know what, vibes. So like, I still had that for like 2 years as well.
I know. I remember the day you texted me when you moved to Poland.
Yeah.
I packed everything.
I could have.
Pedro didn't make it.
Didn't make the cut. You had to beat him.
I could have explained that to my missus. Honestly, I really couldn't.
Yeah.
Border control. Why is a pinata?
Is that even allowed through border control?
To be fair, you can smuggle.
It's not cocaine, right? it's just Haribo's.
There's sweets in here, and that's it, lads.
So, yeah, but it was a big lava lamp. I'm very happy with it, honestly. It was like £175, but it was huge. As I walked past, I was in Newcastle time, and it was like this massive lava lamp, and it had multiple colours, but it had like effects.
Multiple colours.
It came with a controller, bro. It was a controller.
Have you still got it?
No. Of course I don't.
How big was it?
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to. It wasn't a meter.
How was it this big?
No. It was like not a meter, but like just less than a meter. It was big. But I walked past it each day, figured that's so cool, so I got it.
Oh mate, it's like it was in like Mankind or something like that. One of those shops.
One of those kind of shops. Absolutely,
1000%.
The happiest place on earth, honestly.
Useless shit, but it looks cool, so it's like you have to buy it.
You got to. So, you got your first kind of like start with YouTube and that.
Yeah.
And of course, you kind of mainly blew it from like kind of FIFA kind of modding videos, didn't you? Which honestly, I still watch those videos regularly. Like it's just stupid. Yeah. The things that you caused in that game, honestly.
Yeah, those videos were fucking ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
That was mad time.
Remember there was like random objects as a ball, and it's like a piano. I was like, this is sick.
Yeah, I think that's. I remember making some of those videos and having to look at myself like in the mirror and go, "Is everything okay at home?" Like I was playing FIFA and there was like a piano just like bopping about. But even the Minecraft like one that I did the other day or like the other week.
Yeah.
Where you put like Minecraft people into FIFA and they're just like you've got like what's the Don from Minecraft? Is it Steve?
Steve.
Yeah. You just got like these blocks. There's like a block sheep just yamming a ball over there. Like doing a bicycle kick. I was like, this is really. I've got to reevaluate.
The thing is though, like your main content's on FIFA. Like same as mine. Like I do FIFA and I don't actually play FIFA.
Yeah.
You don't play FIFA at all.
I honestly
It's like
hate
since
FIFA.
ever.
Yeah. Well, I used to obviously do like career mode series and shit, and so I used to play it quite a lot. And even like when I was a kid, I used to play pro clubs all the time.
Yeah.
Home from school, whatever. But yeah, about like 4 years ago, I just kind of sat down and was like, I actually hate this game now. Like I would not play this game in my spare time. Honestly, the last time I played Ultimate Team was probably like 6 years ago.
I was going to say, have you ever played Foot Champions?
Never in my life.
We need you to do that.
I
want to see you attempt it for one weekend.
See this, all this grey.
Yeah.
And I've only played it 3 times.
The amount of controllers has been smashed against the wall is in the at least 20s at this
My
stage.
hairline will be in the bin if I play Foot Champions. Absolutely no way, son. My hairline will be in last week.
Don't worry, I'll look after that. That's so good. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Nice little
geezer.
sneak in there. Nice little.
Sort me out. A little plug. But yeah,
Not a
no.
London barbershop. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I hate FIFA. I kind of like you as well. I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean,
Just
it's
like,
just
no fun.
like it's stress, man. It's so stress.
Yeah.
So then through YouTube, last one here about that kind of topic is the coolest YouTuber that you met, because you've met quite a few.
What, in terms of one where I was like, oh, yo, this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
I met this fat guy at a wedding. Supposed to be really funny fella.
Yeah.
Absolute hero.
Proper sensual Don as well.
My dad.
Loose, yeah. When did he make the channel? Get in there.
Lovely chest hair.
I think
I thank him every day.
it would probably be someone. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be. It sounds cringe. It would be someone from the side, man. The side.
You little fanboy. Can't believe it.
No, but the thing is,
I expected better from you than this.
bro, I've said this from day one. I was in the comment sections of all the GTA videos. I was like 14.
Oh mate, I
There.
love those videos.
You know what I mean? I was there, and,
So good.
and I was just I was a massive fanboy. So like even I kind of like grew out of it. Like I still watch them and stuff, but I kind of like got out of that phase of like being like, oh my god, these guys are are the best thing ever. But like then kind of met them, I was still kind of like, oh yo, I used to really like watch your shit like all the time.
So you've met all of them now at a stage. Or?
Apart from KSI, I've not met JJ.
Oh yeah, no, I did a video with JJ like a few years ago,
Yeah.
and afterwards went to sort of do the whole handshake clasp thing, and I missed his hand because I was so nervous. There's a video of it. There's a video of it. I'll show
Honestly,
you after.
like to this day,
bad.
that will still haunt me. My only experience with
Yeah.
It's bad. I didn't care. I still put it up on all my socials. Like, did a video with JJ. It's sick. And everyone in the end at school, everyone just kind of zoomed in on that one bit of me missing his handshake. And that's when screen recorders
as they
just
should,
come in on
as they
iPhones.
very much should.
So everyone just came in on zooming in. It was just like,
no.
That's
That's feet.
Mine's kind of also quite cringy. My only ever like experience of JJ is that he did like those Discord make me laugh. One question goal. Yeah. And of course, this was during my entire D-Money thing. So of course, I got onto his Discord. I think they allow like 100 people.
Didn't ask him about Dean Martin.
So I went onto it. It's still on my channel now. Actually, like it's like I titled something so bait like I finally meet KSI or I finally talk to KSI, whatever else. And I just go into his Discord. He's just there. I'm like, have you bought all the D-Monies? And he's just like, who? It's like D-Money. It's like, no, and it's it. And to this day, I still hold that because I'm so embarrassed by that to this day. Essentially, it's very bad for me, honestly. I get a chance to talk to KSI. Yeah, I'm like, been off Ronaldo, get D-Money. I'm just screaming at him. I'm just screaming at him.
See, the thing is, I just know you'd still do that now.
No. I'm not. The D-Money team, man.
Buy all the Ian Madsen.
All the Ian Madsen.
Nah, the D-Money thing. It's ever since he was hired, it's almost like I can't keep beating that dead horse now, can I?
You're really
at that stage, you get sad. I mean, actually, true story about D-Money. I'm pretty sure he very much hates me because I've been not directly from him that I've been told this, but from like people that work at the club, that essentially he's just sick and tired that when he searches his name on Google, it's just me.
Why is he searching his name on Google?
Exactly, who does that?
It is. I mean, like he's proud of his career.
Yeah, okay.
But he goes on Google Images. He goes on Google Images. It's just my face. So to this day, I do apologise. But Demon, of course, if you ever listening to this or this clip, I'm sorry.
Dean, we'll get you on the podcast.
But please come on. I think we need to explain this.
Well, here, been off Ronaldo. Get all the Dean Marnies.
Yeah. Just to clarify as well. No, he's retired. He's not even on the game anymore.
Just buy Dean Marnie. Just make a Dean Marnie.
Yeah.
Make a Dean Marnie.
Make a Dean Marnie.
Yeah. It's like Build-A-Bear.
Build a Dean.
So if you could,
Yeah, but yeah, that.
so if you could put, coolest YouTuber, you could pick one. You'll say one of the sidemen.
Yeah, I'd probably I don't know which one out of the lot. I actually don't know. Probably Toby actually.
That's a good shout. That's a good
Because I was
shout.
subscribed to him since he was like on like 9K, and like from ages and ages and ages ago.
Yeah.
And he's actually just really sound. Like he's exactly like he is in videos in real life.
That's the thing with
probably just chilled
YouTubers. It's
out,
trying to
so.
find them that are actually the same in person as they are in their content as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really hard to find.
Yeah, he's proper chilled out. So
It's mad. That's actually really sick, to be fair. And I'm still embarrassed by the entire KSI Money thing, to be fair.
that's right. We can right those wrongs.
It still hurts me.
worry.
Let's move on.
Dean Marnies.
Of course, today, World Cup semi-final. So, of course, we'll touch on the World Cup a little bit. England, and really for you, mainly about Gareth Southgate. Where do you stand by him now?
It's such a. I'm such an on the fence person when it comes to this because, like, I get it. It's kind of the end of the cycle now. He's had 3 tournaments. We've got to a final, semi-final, quarter-final. But you still have to acknowledge he's the second most successful England manager, right?
Yeah, very much.
Statistically, he's the most, apart from the fact he's not
in terms
won
of
the World Cup.
Yeah, in terms of wins, he literally is.
Yeah.
So you can't like just discard that and throw that away. And I do think he's a solid manager in terms of just like results. But every time we play a big team, we crumble.
You do not agree at all, do you, Louis?
Gareth, like you said, you hit the nail on the head. When it comes to the big games, when it comes to the crunch, he doesn't know what the crunch is. You know what I mean? Like
you know, on Football Manager,
it's
when
like,
a player doesn't like big matches and it's like red, little circles, red.
Yeah.
He has that, but as a manager,
it's like we don't. The thing is with England, right? When it comes to playing Iran and Wales, like at this tournament, we've been unbelievable. As soon as it's come up against something which could be a bit of a scary prospect, like losing to the USA, it goes right. 11 men behind the ball. We're going to hit on the counter, but the counter attack's going to be one person and no one can help him. And then it's the same in all the big games. Croatia, France, Italy, set piece or one counter, and then it's sit. That's it. Don't take it else. And it's, the fundamentals of football is if you're 1-0 up, you never sit back.
The thing
Italy
is,
was horrendous. Italy was the one, especially. I think we actually played well against France, if I'm going to be honest.
yeah, I don't think we didn't do that.
But I think
bad.
it's because we were behind and chasing the game for most of it, so we couldn't do the whole let's just sit back and do whatever. Because we actually needed a goal. Like Chouameni scored relatively early.
Yeah.
Great goal, by the way, as well.
A great goal. Was a foul on Saka, but great goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do hear that. I think with Italy especially, like, yeah, calm, you got... and everyone was like, oh, we scored too early. It's like, but that should never be a thing. Scoring too early should never be a thing. And it would never be a thing.
The thing is,
in a
it
normal
is a
game.
thing in football. Like even on club level, I've realised for Burnley, like it's I can't compare, but it is a thing that you can score too early because you just piss off the other team.
Yeah, but if you score too early, you still should be pressing on. Like it should be.
Yeah, but that's not what
going-
happened. We didn't piss off Italy. We just went, right, cool, we've got the lead now. Let's sit back. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
do that. There's 88 minutes left. You can't sit back and just...
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's what for me. I know who I'd want, and I personally think Southgate. Thank you very much. Laid the foundations. Like what he's done's been fantastic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But we now with this squad, we probably got one tournament left, 2 at a push.
No. What do you mean? Just World Cups?
Think of what? No. What you got? 1 World Cup and 1 Euros. And in this particular squad, like Harry Kane will be 33.
Oh yeah.
And then it's World Cup.
Kane especially, but like
I think the rest.
Like,
I think we got still 3.
the rest of the team is Foden, Bellingham, even up to the age of like.
I mean, a lot of
Grealish
teams-
would-
Absolutely, but then the problem is like in terms of the centre forward,
yeah,
like
yeah,
we don't have that. What probably 2 tournaments left? There's one man. He's Portuguese.
No.
Bring in Mourinho, boys.
No.
Jesus Christ. I would actually like to see that.
Imagine
It
having.
would just be funny, innit?
Imagine the Southgate, like the work he's done, bringing the country together. That's just going to. Mourinho will just tear it apart and just leave it to burn in 9 months. That kind of togetherness, like cohesiveness, the relationships, and the kind of family orientation in the national team right now. Mourinho just it wouldn't be about England. It'd be about Mourinho. All the interviews, all the news would be about Mourinho, not England.
But then
That's the opposite of what we
the thing
want
that
now.
Mourinho does is he makes it a fortress. like whoever's in that team and in that squad. The whole 3 years of Mourinho thing would potentially be extended purely because he's only with them for a few months, and you can't have a coach as a manager of a national team.
Yeah.
Because if you have a coach, you're going to need to be in constant contact with those players, developing how you want to play.
I think a lot of the problem with breakdown of communication with Mourinho and his players often comes from, obviously, yes, it's Mourinho because he's a big character, but also having players like, I don't want to throw him under the bus, people like a Dele Alli, who is just not going to listen to him. I think the England core squad that you have now is the togetherness there is and the mentality there is good enough to not have any sort of major problem with someone like Jose Mourinho. I wouldn't see a Bukayo Saka or a Phil Foden or a Jude Bellingham ever being a problem to a manager like Jose Mourinho, because they all have high work ethic. They're all like model professionals. So I think.
And Jack Grealish would just bring the vibes.
And then Jack Grealish would bring the vibes. That would be an interesting dynamic, actually. Jose Mourinho and Jack Grealish. I think it would work because Jack Grealish isn't a knobhead. He's just a bit of like a party don, like doesn't take life crazily seriously sort of person. So that would be interesting.
So
realistically,
if you could pick someone, so like if he was to go,
if Southgate was to go tomorrow, I'd probably. That's really boring. I'd go Thomas Tuchel, man. It's just easy.
Obvious choice, isn't it?
I think that's the safest one.
It's safe. It's easy. He's a good manager. He's won the Champions League recently,
and I think he can still keep that.
Times. I was actually here when we won the Champions League with Thomas Tuchel.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's great. Great times.
Can't believe you sacked him. Gonna be totally honest.
Let's move on from that, shall we? That's great. It's good.
Got Harry Potter in charge.
Hey, he's doing all right.
Of course.
Yeah.
So Southgate, basically, if he stays, would he be angry?
I wouldn't be angry, but I'd be a bit concerned because, like,
question the ambition.
Yeah, I think it's like what do the English FA like want? When someone like a Tuchel is there and they've actually openly been like, yeah, I'd take the England job if they offered me. You kind of got to go. Gareth Southgate used to manage Middlesbrough.
Got on relegated.
Tuchel,
Respect Middlesbrough, man. Come on, respect them. Put some respect in their name.
This is it. Like he is.
Shouts out Britta Somberlock. Does he still play for them? Surely not.
No.
Nah, he's long gone.
I've no idea where he is now.
I think he was in Belgium when I last checked. But like,
they got Chuba Akpom out right now. To be fair,
Wow.
Is it?
He's bagging Chuba Akpom.
Chuba Akpom.
Mate,
What a striker.
But yeah, but like he is a tournament coach. Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
I'll be
He is
okay
a
with
tournament
it.
coach
I'll be
right
okay
now.
with that. To be fair,
There's this argument of like Jamie Carragher brought it up on Twitter that the English manager or the England manager should be English.
Or Scouse.
not Scouse.
Not Scouse. Yeah, Scouse not English. Where do we stand on that? Because I think that's personally waffle. I don't think,
the manager should be English. You're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind.
The idea of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's calm. It's sweet. It's a sweet idea, but like,
We don't have many good English managers.
No, exactly.
who would you choose if it had to be an English manager?
Could be Eddie Howe.
Eddie
could
Howe
be-
is the only one that I think would work. People, I mean, even as a Burnley fan, I see people say Sean Dyche, and I'm thinking, if you are unhappy of the way we're playing under Southgate,
You ain't gonna.
I've
like
watched
Sean
that for
Dyche.
like a decade. People aren't going to like it. People are going to get even more frustrated about it.
The problem is with the FA is they don't do enough for English coaches. So this is where the politics in me comes out now. So like if you look at major countries and their footballing institutions, so Spain, Germany, France, Italy, Brazil, all of these places have the infrastructure in place through football where there's a huge amount of facilities available, even down to just the pitches, for free or for a minimal cost within the country. Now, obviously, it helps that there is a lot more land mass in all these areas, but in the UK, they don't have that. There's very limited areas for football, and in terms of the coaching and being able to coach, it's extremely difficult to work your way up the pyramid.
Yeah.
So it's like sort of like, for example, like you've got obviously ex-players have the opportunity because they're fast-tracked, and it makes sense when they're in a pretty solid position. But there's no English managers right now who I'd look at and go, oh yeah, they're the perfect man for the job. I mean, you got, I think right now in terms of availability, you've got Gerrard, who's I don't think he did terribly at Villa, but he wasn't.
He wasn't what a lot of people expected.
Exactly. Frank Lampard was pretty good at Chelsea. Not gonna lie.
I do think he's disrespected for what he actually did at Chelsea. To be fair,
Frank Lampard.
yeah,
agreed.
It gets him fourth in that first year with the squad that he had, the embargo, very young team as well. Like,
I mean, he really accelerated a lot of careers there.
Yeah, absolutely, he did.
Yeah,
With that. I mean, he was kind of forced into it, obviously, but your Tammy Abrahams, Mason Mount, Tamori,
Yeah,
Reece
Reece James
as well.
yeah, and they were all pretty much unknown aspects
They'd all
for the
been on
most
loan in the
part.
Championship
Yeah,
before, but a lot of them. But
yeah, I think he's
it's all
disrespected. To be
those.
fair,
they're all solid. They're all solid players. Tammy's like top 8 like striker. Like, and if you put him in the top 4 team, he is going to sit on the bench. But like, he is
he's a perfect like Newcastle striker now. If he went to Newcastle,
you know what? No, he would be.
That.
He'd be solid at Newcastle.
Newcastle, like
I could lead the line for maybe not in the Champions League, but you know, he's someone who, if you needed a goal, I'd be like, oh, okay, I don't mind throwing
him on. Europa League,
But you know, we as like there is not a lot for English coaches. However, on the other hand, if you do looking at all those institutions, if you look at who's won the World Cup recently, all the coaches have been from those nations.
Yeah.
You know, so obviously you go 2018, Didier Deschamps, 2014, what's his name? Smell his fingers after finger in his bum.
Joachim Löw.
That's it, Joachim Löw, one of the fifth Beatle. And then you've got...
disrespectful, man.
Spain before that as well.
Vincente del Bosque.
Yeah.
And then you had Marcello Lippi.
Yeah.
Or Marcello Lippi. And then 2002, I think, was it Dunga? Was he the manager?
I don't know.
Or was it Tite? So you had
Probably
all
Dunga.
all the coaches.
And it reflects it, but the lack of like English coaching reflects in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like obviously they've just sacked Hurtle and they've brought in the Don from Luton,
Nathan Jones.
Yeah. But before, Southampton are not are not a traditional like big Premier League club. They're a mid-table side.
Yeah.
A mid-table side in Spain will have a Spanish manager, you would usually imagine, or a mid-table side in Italy would have an Italian manager. There's not even enough English coaches to fill out the mid-table sides in England that are actually good quality.
There isn't.
Well, I reckon there are. I reckon they're just in.
Well, there are, but they're not being chosen.
They're not given
by
a chance
the
right now.
Premier League.
They're not given the opportunity. I mean, that I've seen a lot of this topic in the last couple of weeks about like club versus country as well, and of course because you know quite a lot of Liverpool fans, like what's your kind of like the question that we asked the other night of like, would you ever have your club win the FA Cup or your country win the World Cup?
I think we're
and that's generally like 50-50 as well. Like it's so on point. Like as a Burnley fan, it's. I think I'm more stressed for Burnley than I am England, just because I don't have that connection with them the same way, because it's not my players on the pitch. Burnley is my players. And that tribalism of football, that when Burnley wins, it feels like my people wins, our people, our area. That raw tribalism, I feel it more with club football. So like,
because it's like a targeted like connection that you have.
Yes, it's your
area. The people that are around you in the stands.
And financially, it improves the area massively as well.
Yeah.
But of course, as a Burnley fan, of course, we're probably not going to be winning FA Cups anytime soon. I'll take one World Cup in my life, and I'll be buzzing with that. So of course,
Confederations Cup.
So as Chelsea fan or Liverpool fan, of course, it's different expectations. So of course, me to say, I want to win an FA Cup because we will actually probably never win the FA Cup. For you guys, it could be different. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen us win everything, so it's like I'd love to see England win something in my lifetime, because like I just remember when Italy won the World Cup. So obviously my a lot of my family in Italian, in Islington, there's like a huge Italian area, and they like cordoned off all the roads, and there was like a huge party for like 2 days. And obviously like Bar Italia as well, where my cousin works there and all that stuff. And it's like in Soho, when in Italy played or when Juve have played, they've cordoned off the streets. People are watching in the street. Like it's amazing. And I'm just thinking, like, I'd love to see that with England on like on a whole country scale. Like, can you imagine Trafalgar Square? I live in Wembley. Like, I saw the Euro final. They didn't clean up Wembley for like 2 weeks. It was insane. So it's like
I was at Leicester Square the day of the final in the afternoon. I went with a couple of friends just to see what the atmosphere was like. So I just wanted to see. It's like not a once in a lifetime thing, hopefully, but like a once in a decade thing, maybe. So I mean, just went down there.
It's historic, isn't it?
And it was historic, and the atmosphere was insane. Like, and that was before the game had even been played. Like, that was with like an air of we're hopefully going to win, but we don't know yet. Like, if we did, like, I mean, the country goes crazy for about a week.
Yeah. Like, I remember seeing the fella who had the flare up his arse. That was right in front of me. Where we got coffee this morning, it was there. I just stood there having a latte, like, cool.
That is a flare in that man's arse.
It's just fantastic viewing, you know. And then obviously the police came and ruined it, you know, because they had to do that, unfortunately. But you know,
I don't think they had to. I think you got to make exceptions when it's. When it's the Euros final, if a man wants to put a flare in his arse, so be it.
I want to know the thought process of like how that led up to that moment. Like,
I can tell you what that thought process was. It was probably
odds on.
No, probably cocaine. To be honest with you.
Okay, that's fair.
Copious amounts of alcohol and drugs.
Fair play. Well, last kind of topic here, of course, with F1. You mentioned earlier about a story about you in Abu Dhabi, which you really want to get off your chest here.
Okay.
And I really want to hear the story. So, of course, I'll fire away.
To be honest, I can't remember if I've told this before on YouTube or anything. But yeah, basically, for those that don't know, I'm in like a YouTube channel as well called Quadrant, which like works with.
He's acting like people don't know that already.
I don't know. How the people? I don't know. They might not. If they don't watch F1.
Very humble.
But yeah, so like, so we were away for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix last year, which was the final race of the season, and fucking mad chaos. Lewis Hamilton versus Verstappen, bare controversy. Title gets won on the last lap because Verstappen overtakes Hamilton. It's all mad, yeah. During all of that, I was disgracefully hungover, like shockingly. Like I cannot begin to describe the hangover I was fighting for my life, boys. I was struggling. It was real
I'm just
bad.
imagining, like, just like, oh my god, are you seeing this? And you're just collapsing.
He's just there on the seat, like.
To be honest, I'd recovered by the time all the drama happened at the end. But when the race was starting, even, and this was like 8 p.m. or like 7 p.m. local time.
Also, want to be like really hot and like humid as well.
Yeah, it was.
That's disastrous if you're hungry.
It was December, so it wasn't. It was like 30 degrees at least.
Yeah.
Like, and in the day it was like 36 or 37. So yeah, and the reason why I'd been hungover for the entirety of the day, even up until the evening, was because we've been out the night before. So you can go, obviously in that area sometimes it's like you're not really allowed to get drunk in public and all that sort of jazz. But around the circuit in the marina in Abu Dhabi and obviously in Dubai as well, you can go to like clubs and bars and it's kind of normal. And it's all calm. So we went to a place in Abu Dhabi, and me and my mate Steve, also from Quadrant, Steve's just back in Jaeger bombs. He's had like he did 7 in a row. There was a video on.
I saw that.
Me and Arav reacting behind him drinking. So he did 7 in a row. Boom, backed it. No.
Now I know why you're so disastrously
Half an hour did 8 in a row. So he's now done 15 in 30 minutes. He said to me he had heart palpitations for a week. So that's the level that was going on here. But for me, I was just drinking a decent amount. And before we went to the club, we went to this restaurant, and on the menu we noticed like a drink at the bottom, like, and it had like some crazy name like fucking Death Eater or some Mazzolini name. So we're there just like, we've got to have a bit of that. I just want to challenge myself, whatever.
That is such a you thing to happen as well.
Yeah. So I shit you not. Yeah, this drink, right. It's just gonna make me sound like such an alcoholic. I swear I'm only slightly an alcoholic, but
that's a fucking lie, by the way.
Statement.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
Was it 5 o'clock you got in the other day?
It was at 5 o'clock somewhere. So it had you know how it has a drink and like the description of what's in it. And it was like vodka. I was like, okay, good start. That's all right, fine. Rum, getting a bit. I think whiskey. I was like, okay, now we're taking a piss here.
What?
Like, how is everything in
all these spirits in this one? Is it like a pitcher or like was it like a cocktail?
No, it was just like it was supposedly a cocktail, but it was just like 4 strong types of alcohol and then Red Bull.
Okay, I want to try this.
Yeah. Now, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Oh, tequila was the other thing in it.
Oh, no, genuine. Oh, my
yeah.
God. I'm sorry, wait. Vodka, tequila, whiskey, rum.
No, I don't think it was whiskey, actually. I think I might be waffling on that.
Gin?
One, but gin. Yeah, it was
Maybe?
gin. It was gin.
I can smell it.
It was absolutely catastrophic. It was awful.
And it's £50 as well.
Yeah, it was a terrible, terrible drink. But I was just like, oh, whatever. And it ruined me. And
Well, now it makes sense why you were so fucked.
so
honestly.
yeah, so I was pretty drunk, whatever, and it's getting to like I think it's like 2:30 or 3, and I've already blacked out at this point. I've lost memory. Like I don't know what the fuck's going on. People are looking after me. I basically need like a supervisor. You know, when like you need like a TA in school.
Yeah.
Like that was me. I needed a TA. I had like 4 teachers in that moment. Like I had the girl who does socials for Quadrant. She had to look after me. Arif was like making sure I wasn't like running off or whatever. I was just finished. Yeah.
She does not get paid enough for this.
She
shit,
really
honestly.
does it. She really does it. So now it's like the end of the night. We're leaving the club that we've been at the whole night, and for some reason I'm just like, I don't want to go home. I'm not going home. I'm not fucking leaving. So no one's looking, and I just like apparently. I mean, I can't remember, but I just sort of like dart off or whatever, or just turn around, just go a different direction.
Just imagine it.
Going home.
This salad fingers type finger just running off into the distance, just gone.
I like Rusty's
Gone, just like out of nowhere.
Yeah. So
Why is
then
there a giraffe down the street?
Holy shit! Is that Melman from Madagascar? Oh my god!
So yeah, so I'm charging off, and Arav and Ria are kind of like, wait, where's Nira and whatever. So I obviously don't know where I'm going because I'm in fucking Abu Dhabi. I've never been there before, and I walk away from the bars and the clubs and stuff, and you can go down like this like wooden slope or whatever down towards like all the boats and shit on like by the bay and the marina.
Don't say you end up in. Don't say you end up in the sea or
So
something.
no. So because I can't swim, I would have died if that was the case. So I walked down.
How long it lasted, boys?
Yeah, come on, that was a good run. So I walked down the bay, right, trying not to end myself by falling in the fucking sea, and I arrive at this like little boat or whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a bit of me, mate. I'm gonna see what's going on. There's a bit of music playing. I'm like, oh, that sounds like something I want to get involved in.
Mate, I'm a ret now. I can't wait for this.
So I head on. I head onto the boat. I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting involved in a boat party in Abu Dhabi. I'm there. So obviously there was no security, clearly.
Just a human trafficking ring.
Yeah. So I get on the boat, and I'm there like for a while, and I have like flashes of memories of like having like a drink on this boat or whatever, just chilling. Like meanwhile, Kate is like, who's the socials person for Quadrant, is like freaking out because. Like in her mind, she's lost it. It was my fault, obviously. Like I was the one that just ran off. But in her mind, she's like, "Oh my god, I've lost one of the dons, whatever." And she's like calling management and shit. So I'm causing like a panic. I'm just there sipping a fucking pina colada. Like, yeah, mate, this is fucking class. And then I can visually remember like people just like looking at me every now and again, definitely being like, this guy was not invited in this boat party. He doesn't fucking work for whoever we.
I need to know whose boat this is.
I unfortunately to this day don't know whose boat it was.
What? You couldn't lead all the way to that. I was going to say
I don't think it was like someone crazily famous. I think I would have remembered that. I think in my state in that time I would have gone immediately up to them. I think I just saw a boat that looked fancy, had music on, and was like, I'm involved.
I was waiting for him to say like, oh yeah, so it was actually like like Will Smith Sport or something like that, or like Lewis Hamilton or something.
No.
But see, that's good enough for me. Just imagine like, oh, shit, yeah, I'm on that. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm involved.
I was on it. I think I was on it because I was gone for like half an hour. And then so towards the end, before I got kicked off, before they like realised, yeah, no, you're not from here, like get out of here. Arav called me and was like, "Where are you?" I was like, "Bro, I'm on a boat. Chill out." And he was like, "What the fuck? Do you mean? Chill out. We've been looking for you for like half an hour." I'm like, "Yeah,
just on a shipping container."
And then shipping container. I'm like,
I'm on a boat, bro.
I'm in like Sri Lanka by the next morning. Like,
just yeah, boys.
I'm there. And eventually managed to get home.
From Sri Lanka.
Passed out, from Sri Lanka, from the shipping container. Passed out at 6. Had to wake up at 9 for COVID testing. And wanted to end myself.
Oh my god, having something shoved up your nose whilst you're feeling that way.
Yeah, on 3 hours sleep. I think I woke up and I was still drunk. Until I got to the COVID testing centre, which was like an hour after I'd woken up. So I was drunk for the first hour of the day, and then kind of like sort of sat down outside in the crazy heat. It was like 36 degrees, and was like,
mate, honestly.
"Oh, this ain't good."
I might have made a mistake.
I've never felt like this before.
I've made a continuous error and lapse of my judgment.
Yeah, I felt like making a YouTube apology video there and then.
Even though no one else knew.
No one even knew the story. I was like, lads, I'm apologising to myself right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's nuts,
it was
man.
It was not ideal.
I mean, I'm not going to ask about the entire controversy because you've probably gone through that 18,000 times at this stage, honestly.
Yeah. It was crazy.
It was a Claire's title to win, boys. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So for next year, F1 predictions just quickly, because I know that you're a busy man. So for
next year, I mean, Verstappen's going to be the favourite again because he fucking blitzed everyone this year.
Yeah.
He won the title by like 150 points, which is nuts. Broke the record for wins in a season. Red Bull are still going to be good next season, so he's got a good chance. I just hope that Ferrari and Mercedes are good as well.
At this stage, the Ferrari's got the team principal from Alfa Romeo.
They have. Yeah, Frederick Vasseur. Yeah, they've brought him in. Which is good because Binotto was shit, but equally there's also like more problems within the team than just the team principal. I feel like that's a bit. Binotto's a bit of a scapegoat to an extent because he's not. Like, there's fundamentally so many problems. The tactics, strategy, awful. Whoever's in charge.
I still don't have words of Rhea about that. I'm not happy with her Halloween costume. She went as the Ferrari strategist in the clown thing. Like I'm not an actual racer guy. I'm a team guy, and also my family's from I don't know lots. That's where Ferrari is.
So you are a Ferrari.
I'm a Ferrari boy.
Yeah,
you know, it's like you know when you.
But that's how it is with Ferrari. Like so many people like here are kind of like I'm a fan of the driver. In Italy, it's I'm a fan of Ferrari. Yeah. It's like a cultural thing.
It's like my 94-year-old great aunt is obsessed. Like I saw her the other day. She's like one of the days I saw her when we went to watch the AC Milan game. She hates football, but she like watches all the videos that we do. Yeah. And then she goes like, so when are you going to make like Ferrari videos? I want to see you talk about Ferrari. Like, what's going on here? Like, this season's been mad. Like, why are you not talking about it? This 94-year-old woman with like the full like babushka headscarf and all that sort of shit. It's like she's like. They're nuts, man. Yeah. They're nuts.
But that's what you want, man. That's what you want, honestly.
Yeah, man. You want that passion in Formula One. I'm glad like it's become like so much more popular, especially here. Obviously, like when I was in uni, I was the only person out of my like core uni friends group, and like one other person that even like watched Formula One at all. And now, like half, like probably 50 to 60% of the people that I know just generally watch Formula One.
I mean, that's all.
Know about it.
I mean, the season is also mad, but also Netflix as well. Massive.
Yeah,
help.
I mean that was massive because
massive help.
As much as it's not like totally accurate, sometimes it does a really good job of making it look so dramatic and look so amazing.
Which is funny when you actually aren't really like, if you actually are into F1, you just kind of watch it thinking, no one even cares about this. Like they like dramatize like the battle for like P9 between like Ocon really versus Tsunoda or something like that, you know what I mean?
But they're really good at like giving like storylines and shit. And like, I mean, when they covered the Grosjean crash, when when
that was well done,
blew up in Bahrain, I imagine loads of people watched that and went, "Holy shit!" First of all, glad he's all right, but second of all, this sport is fucking insane. Yeah. Like, where else are you gonna watch a sport and a car just blows up, the Don just gets out the fire? Are you mad?
It's my favourite.
Mind blowing.
It's the team principal battle as well.
Oh,
doing that.
Yeah.
I just have the bloke from house. He was smashing my fucking door. It's like comes out of nowhere. It's just like, no one smashed my fucking door. Let me sit in the ship. It's a little wooden ship.
In a little wooden boat. Yeah.
It's like, what a guy.
Gunter Steiner's fucking hilarious.
He is
man.
a boy.
He's a G.
He's an absolute boy.
He's a G.
I mean, I'm into F1, but knowing it as much as you, I would like Hamilton to get his 8th title. I think that would be really good for the sport.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, Schumacher, man. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. It's got to be Schumacher.
I hear that.
I mean, I didn't watch it back in those kind of in that era. So if I was older, I'll be in that camp as well. But I don't know. I think because of the way it happened, of course, if Verstappen first title as well, I just think that it'll be really good for him. I think it'd be good for the sport, personally.
I would love it as like a Brit. I've always been a massive fan of Lewis. He's a big inspiration, as like the only black Don in Formula One as well. But obviously Michael Schumacher was incredible. I'm going to be honest, like I really disliked him at the time because I was a child and I was like,
he just wins everything. Yeah.
And I was like, but that's like such a cool way to be like disliked, isn't it? You're actually so good that people go, for fuck's sake, let someone else have a go. Do you know what I mean? It was like Seb was the same, Sebastian Vettel was the same. Before.
I was like that as well. I didn't like Vettel because he obviously took over the mantle from him.
He's actually a brilliant person.
I know. Brilliant,
but like,
fantastic guy.
But at the time I was just like, for fuck's sake, man.
The one person I've got is Daniel Ricciardo. He's never going to get. I don't think he's going to get a seat this year, is he?
No,
he's
not
not.
got a seat this year. But he might.
As far as I'm concerned, I support whoever's second in championship stats. It makes it interesting still for the actual title.
I hear
race.
that. Whoever's the underdog.
Like my driver is Vettel. Of course, not anymore because he's now gone now, sadly. But like,
who's the driver that you're going to support for next season?
I have no idea, honestly. Lando, sure. Let's go.
Yeah,
of
come
course.
on.
Of course.
Watch out. Yeah, watch out for Lando. Hopefully McLaren are good this season. And his new teammate, a guy called Piastri.
Yeah,
he's an Australian rookie, and he's fucking amazing.
I can't believe how he left Alpine, though, just the way he did, though. That was stress. The way how he... Oh, it's nuts,
that was...
Can't wait to race Alpine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the funniest, like... I can't believe how that's even gone down. It's disastrous, honestly.
Tweeted it, and he was just like, yeah, nah. So...
Unread.
Sorry to tell you about that one, guys.
Yeah.
Left them on scene.
Honestly.
2 ticks on WhatsApp.
Bro.
Amateur move that. Don't put your red seats on.
Yeah, I have my red receipts on, actually. I want people to know when I... No, I'm kidding.
I don't have time for you, okay?
That's actually bad. I feel bad. Yeah, no.
If you need anything, just call his girlfriend. Call Ruby.
No, genuinely,
Honestly, I will just not pick up because I'm fucking useless. I'll be recording or something, and I'll look like 7 hours later, like, oh shit, yo.
Oh yeah, if I ever need to get in contact with you, I contact your girlfriend. To be fair, because
honestly, never slap me down as an emergency contact. Ever. Don't do it, honestly.
if I'm ever in hospital, I'm dead. Yeah,
don't call me.
I'll keep that in mind, bro.
Don't call me. Someone could take a flight from like Poland to here in the time that it would take me to respond. So
It'll take you 5 days, probably, at that stage, honestly.
5 days.
My funeral will be happening before he even gets back to me at that stage.
Yeah.
Liam! I've seen the Twitter. I've seen the tweet.
Oh, God.
Is everyone okay?
No, but absolute pleasure to have you on. Of course, I know you're a busy man.
Pleasure to be on,
Just checking the time, of course. Is there any final things you want to say? Maybe give us a bit of a sing song. Or are you happy where you are?
A sing song.
If you want to end off on a high note.
Yeah, what is your go-to karaoke?
Yeah, go to karaoke. That's a good ender.
Go-to
What's my go-to
karaoke.
karaoke? The last time I did karaoke, I actually did Crazy by Niles Barkley.
Oh, mate, I want to do karaoke Saturday night. We did it again.
Yeah.
I remember when. I remember when I lost my mind.
That's a banger.
That is a
actually.
bop.
That's a
I
good
love
one.
that song. I love that song. That was the last one.
Yeah, that's one that people don't go for. To be fair, that's actually quite a unique one.
That's the first song I bought on iTunes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Well,
How much was it? 79p.
69p.
Oh wow!
Bargain, mate.
Not
Black Friday deal, that one.
First 2 albums I got Busted Live,
Nice.
Pop Princess 2. And I'm proud to say that.
My first ever like
Gwen Stefani and
MP3
Pink.
player song was Robbie Williams' Angels and Teenage Dirtbag. Like 2007 I want to say it was.
Jesus.
Absolute
My
classic.
first album that I ever bought was it was a Linkin Park album.
Linkin Park. I love
See,
that.
that's a cool first album to
I
have.
love that from you.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was the original one. It was like it had like a grey.
Was it like? Oh,
Was
was
the
it?
bloke with the gas mask on it, which has got Numb on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the actual it was a classic. Like that was their best album probably.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. It's the best album.
That's a good one.
That was my first album.
Right. So, absolute pleasure, of course.
Pleasure to be here, lads. Thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, I'm still fucking freezing. But,
Okay.
of course, if you guys have enjoyed this pod, you'll be seeing this all over the socials on TikTok, on Instagram, Twitter, and there'll be a new podcast coming in a few weeks. Got some great guests on the way.
Are you slapping this on streaming platforms?
Oh, yes, of course.
Then give it a 5-star rating if you're listening.
Oh, yes, of course. And
I never knew you do podcasts, don't you, Niren?
oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, Niren.
Where can we find you, your YouTube, and, of course, your work as well?
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is FNG.
I would hope so at this stage of they're so far this deep into the pod at this stage.
You can,
Who's this geezer? Like, what's going on?
yeah, then obviously Quadrant as well, and I do the Last Lap podcast as well.
Yes, it's great as well, Tom, all right?
Yeah, with Tomo. What a G.
What a
Main
boy.
man.
What a boy.
So yeah.
Happy days. And of course, Louis, where can people find you?
So you can find me under my name, obviously. That's kind of what you look for if you want to look for me on YouTube.
Yes, slap it on Google.
Just it's going to be a long one to type out. So it's Louis Ben as in Bill and Ben, Eve as in Adam and Eve, and then November Tango Indigo. You can tell that I've been on phone to customer services over the past 2 days. But yeah, other than that, yeah.
Just have
all that
a
stuff.
nervous
That's
breakdown
And
at the end.
if you want to trim while you're in London, drop me a line to sort you out.
Yeah.
Especially if you're, I'm in one, don't you know? So, yeah, just before Christmas, isn't it? So,
Well, on
true.
that note, make sure to follow the pod, give it a 5-star on Spotify, and we'll see you very soon.
yeah, Liam's been in good company.
Oh
my God.
Fuck, let's go.
That was good.
Give it a high five, boys. There you go.
Sensational. Yes, it's quite.